Hi everybody, today we're going to be working on the I can statement. I can find the unit rate and apply it to solve proportion problems. I have a problem already on the board here. We get 220 miles per 9 gallons. Find the unit rates. Now unit rates are when you have a number per one thing. So we could figure out how many miles we have per 1 gallon, or we could figure out how many gallons we have per 1 mile. So we're going to find both of those unit rates. It's per one thing. Let's go ahead and mark the text first on our problem. We have 220 miles per 9 gallons, and we are finding the unit rates. I'm going to box unit rates because that's what it's asking us to do. All right, we set up tables to help us figure this out. The first table I'm going to set up is going to be miles per gallon. I always put my labels on the left so I can tell what my units are for my numbers. And then I fill in my 220 is miles, so I put 220 in the miles row. And then I have 9 gallons, I put 9 in the gallons row. And I want to figure out if we have 1 gallon, how many miles would that be? Now to get from 9 to 1, I had to divide by 9. So I'm also going to divide my miles by 9 to figure out how many miles per gallon it is. And when I do that, I just use a calculator and I type 220 divided by 9, and I get 24.4 repeating gallons. I'm just going to round it to the nearest tenth. So my first unit rate is 24.4 miles per gallon. Miles per 1 gallon, you could also say it as. All right, let's find our second unit rate. I'm going to set up my table the other way now and figure out how many gallons it would take to go 1 mile. So I put miles on the bottom. That's what I want to find the unit rate per one of. So here I have 9 goes on top this time with the gallons, and 220 goes with miles. I want to figure out the unit rate per 1 mile. And on my calculator again, I would do this to get from 220 to, oops, something happened with my screen here. To get from 220 to 1, I have to divide by 220. So I also want to divide by 220 on the top. 9 divided by 220, this is going to be a little number. On my calculator, I type it in, and I get 0.04. So my unit rate here is it takes 0.04 gallons to go 1 mile. All right, there's our first problem. I'm going to get the second problem set up here. All right, here is our second problem. I'm just going to read it, and then we'll go back and mark the text. Jessica can type 300 words in 12 minutes. How many words could she type in 60 minutes? So we have Jessica can type, I'm going to circle the 300, the key numbers, and that's 300 words. And she can do that in 12, and that 12 is minutes, so I'll underline minutes. How many words, we're looking for words, could she type in 60 minutes? Okay, we have to figure out how we want to set up our table so we can get a unit rate that's going to actually help us solve the problem. So when I look at this, I see words and minutes, and we know that how many words she does in 12 minutes, and then we're trying to figure out the words in 60 minutes. So if we figure out how many words she can type in 1 minute, then we can use that to just multiply it by 60 to get it to our 60 minutes that we're looking for our answer. So let's look at this table. Hopefully that'll make more sense what I just said to you when you see the table. We have words, and I'm just going to put min for minutes. Our first ratio that we're going to set up goes 300 words in 12 minutes. That's what we know from the problem. we're going to figure out how much can she type in 1 minute, and then we'll use that to help us figure out how many she can type in 60 minutes. So hopefully you can see why we want to get the 1 minute, then we can just multiply by 60 to get to 60 minutes. All right, so to get from 12 down to our unit rate of 1, we need to divide the top and bottom by 12. Divide by 12. In my calculator, I type 300 divided by 12, and I get 25. That's a nice even number. And then I know to get from 1 to 60, I multiply by 60. So I'm going to multiply the top by 60. 25 times 60 in my calculator gets me 1,500. So Jessica can type 1,500 words in 60 minutes. I'm going to make sure to label my answer and put a box around it. 1,500 words. I hope this helps. Have a great day.